Hi, if you'd like to come on in, have a seat. We'll do a general spirit message. Here is the ink blot that'll ignite our meditative state. If you want to take a screenshot so you can scry on your own time and terms for shapes or symbols that speak to your psyche and psychic senses. Thank you so much for being here, for holding space for me to share my insights, and allowing me to be a guest in the afterlife aura. I'm going to take a moment here if you'd like to join me to close the eyes, cleansing the palette of perception, activating the abstract mind and ancient awareness to perceive and receive symbolic support. Let's go. Let's see who may step forward. There's somebody, I don't know if this might be in grief right here. Somebody like leaning forward, feeling very large. And then, but here I'm seeing like the spirit or the soul. And then I'm also seeing there's some sort of bird right here with a really long beak. Okay. Oh, give me a moment here. Okay, so I feel as though the spirit has absolutely moved on. Their auric energy is very, very large. I'm seeing where the wild things are. I don't know that I've seen the movie in its entirety as an adult to remember. But that's okay. It feels friendly. But if I was to see it, it would feel, no, it would look perhaps a little bit frightening, right? Just because of its size. I'm going to add on the spirit box as well. Sorry. There we go. Spirits, if you'd like to send any shout outs.
It's not easy.
No, it's not easy as I'm in this state of grief. When I wander towards grief and the plethora of emotions that are with this bird, because my head's down but I'm being spoken to by this very large energy. Now, this could be a spirit guide or somebody that's stepping forward as a guide in this moment because they've already released their physical incarnation. See, sorry, the computer's over here, so if I'm slide eyeing, I apologize. And they're sitting on a very small stool. I'm also seeing, to help me understand this, that it is friendly. More recent, I think it's an IKEA commercial where this little boy sees this large troll under the bridge. Right, he looks big and scary, this, that, or the other, and he sees that he's living under this bridge. And then he goes to IKEA and buys him, like a lamp and whatever, and makes it home. But it's friendly, but it's almost as if I'm in such sorrow that I'm still living. So there might be, what is that called? It's not existence remorse, but when you're a little bit sad, and I don't mean a little bit, but I'm just trying to find my way through this. It's like buyer's remorse, but maybe something has happened to somebody, you were together. Somebody might have been in an accident regarding a tree.
Yes, Scry.
And you survived. Survivor's guilt. Okay, survivor's guilt. Thank you. And this being comes forward like interesting as it's starting to slightly shift for me. It's so monstrous and big, but it's actually like a golem, a golem of my grief manifested. And it's actually trying to speak to me kindly because there is an energy of the person who passed with it because it's attached to them just by association of this survivor's guilt, because it was inspired by their passing. So they too are attached to this golem. I don't know how to say it's so kind or to reassure somebody, whoever this may be to you. Like, it's just so sweet. It's just so sweet. The soul who passed is actually trying to be released from this golem of guilt, survivor's guilt, by working with you. It's like they're not fully attached to it, but a portion of them is.
Medicine.
Territory and exposed. And I kind of feel like this reading, the session, is exposing that. But like, even see how in this card, there's the one bird, and then this bird is a lot bigger. Tree. Yeah, something about a tree. I think that's loud enough. I apologize if it wasn't. And there's something about a tree. This survivor's guilt has created a territory where you share, and the spirit is like, this isn't where we necessarily want to stay. So they're helping you move through it. And when I see the territory card here, like, see the beam of light right through it?
Choked.
I want to slide it in right there. This is the territory that they're meeting you at, because I think it's where you're at. And I apologize if I was being slightly insensitive trying to find my wordage. It wasn't my intention. Somebody might have been throughout the tree, like they stopped breathing or something about their neck and their throat. Like maybe they were on life support after this accident regarding a tree. Oh, that's beautiful. When I was talking about, I wasn't trying to be insensitive. As I was moving through it, the cards curiosity and routine came through. And it's perhaps a really nice way to share what sometimes I can't very well explain is, there we go, me stepping forward to the many messages. And I have a curiosity to step forward and be like, okay, it's just part of my way. I'm also seeing a bust and a waist. It does feel very male, so I feel like this was a male that's passed, but the person in mourning still.
Turn it off.
I don't know. Could be like a son or a brother or a best friend. It does feel both male. Cousin, like somebody by association. They do feel like two males. Okay, and when I see the bust, and I mean like the there we go, the chest, the waist to the legs. And my arms are out. And I'm sending like brain waves to this golem that, if I may, was created by the griever. But what is shared is because the soul and spirit is also grieving too. That, like, how you, if you're resonating with this, or maybe you're just listening as like a soothing story or a compassionate story, survivor's guilt, and then there's also like I'm going to say ghost guilt. I passed. I wish,
Boring.
I wish it didn't happen that way. Some sort of illusion. That the ghost of the spirit doesn't grieve. It is also grieving, going through a grieving process. Now, it may not look the same. It may not be expressed the same way. But that's why you share this golem or this creature, because there's grief on both ends. They feel you. They sit with you. They talk with you. I'm getting very emotional. I so want to cry, and I may cry, and if I do, I will let that happen. Okay, so now it's transforming on me, even as I'm speaking to it, about the grief on both ends, that this light that seems to separate the worlds of our connection, what seems to separate us in life and death, what we share is some form of grief going through the transition. I don't want someone to be sad, someone being you potentially, to consider that I too am grieving. That's not why I'm sharing this. I'm not sharing that I am grieving so that you feel even worse. I'm sharing it so that you know we are going through this together, and we will and are doing it. We are doing it. Something about honor, something that was said or is being said in the reflections of this person that has passed. If there's any guilt or something, I feel like you've said something or done something in regards to their passing, maybe the way they were buried or laid to rest. They are so grateful for that. So grateful for that. And if you think you missed something or didn't do it the right way, or you didn't leave your wishes clear because maybe it was unexpected. I feel like this passing was unexpected. Could even be like a workplace accident or something like that. It's fine. Everyone's hearts helped lay my body to rest so my beingness can still be here, but
I can hear you.
Not stuck. And they can hear you. They can hear you. Choice and leadership have come through. But on this underneath unseen, I believe, is the phoenix rebirth. They might be preparing to be reincarnate. Yeah, they might be being reborn, or a portion of their consciousness is getting ready to reincarnate. Hearing to clarify, if anyone else passes, my soul space still resides to meet or greet others, but a portion of me is going to be reincarnate. Yes, very clearly, right down in there. Because they loved. It's almost like they're going to, maybe somebody around you is going to be having a baby, and I don't, could even be a pet.
Revolting.
Revolting. Revolting the requirements, not in a bad way, not in like I'm revolting, but they're making choices to take a leadership to be reborn. And that could be perceived by some as revolting, some sort of belief system regarding it. Like, well, it's too soon, or that can't be them. But I feel like you're going to know. Effervescence, cultivate love. 5. Yeah, they're going to be changing forms. 5 and 7 coming into their earthly existence. Their next rebirthing. Someone's child. Maybe somebody close to you.
What do you want?
I feel like you can express that. To say what it is for you to recognize, because it hasn't happened yet. So it's not about it being like right now, but I do feel like they're going to have a rebirthing very, very soon. So it's almost like this is the chance, not the only chance, because again, it's only a portion of them that will be reborn. It's almost like they're going to whomever this child is that they're going to be choosing as a channel to experience earthly existence again. They're going to have a birthmark or a marking somewhere that will help ignite the epiphany. Like, oh my goodness, that so and so reminds me so much of them.
I'm close.
And they become even closer to you. You might not see it at first, or it might not click, but like something will happen. And you'll just be like, oh my goodness. There's something with the tree. There could have been I'm going to say it very, very, for whatever reason, when I was talking about the throat,
Find me.
It could be, I don't want to say the word, but discomfort. We all have to move through that, right? And I want to appreciate that those moving through grief on both ends are uncomfortable, and the strength and the bravery to move through and pursue personal happiness and possibilities. But it does feel like a decapitation of some sort.
Cool.
Trick or treat, mischief and play. It's almost like when and if, because I don't know how they will incarnate to come back and to be reborn, but they'll just gravitate to you, even if they're not somebody in your inner circle, or it's like, oh, that just popped in, that's wonderful, oh, hold it. And some people can remember their past lives, especially when they're children, like something along that lines. And it's almost like even when they're reborn, they might have, like I said, like a birthmark or a scar or something, or they might have something in regards to their breathing or their neck area. Like, I don't know if it's like susceptible to certain things or an ailment to trigger that, to actually heal it in this lifetime, like to heal it.
Listen to me.
The decapitation of sorts or whatever may have happened in that area. Like somebody might be a teacher and like one of their students or something along, or like in the neighborhood. Okay. Skull of flowers, creating through the ashes, apple, risk and reward. Okay, this spirit is absolutely deciding to reincarnate, and they are letting you know. It's like they're having the conversation with you to say, I'm going to do this, I'm coming back, but there's time is going to be needed because I'm going to have to grow again. You may not recognize me, but that's okay. Our souls know each other. Our souls know each other. The love knows each other. And I'm taking leadership in this reincarnation, in this rebirth, and I am creating through the ashes of what was. There's a potential as well, because of the way they passed, they were cremated. There are risks and rewards to this, and the inspiration of the spirit box saying revolting, because they can do this work, the same work of sorts, in the spirit realm. There's no requirement for them to heal this. And not that healing is required. It's that's not the right word. It's not that healing is or isn't required for, well, maybe healing is the right word. To really embody the bounty that was involved in that, like the spirit's not stuck on that moment, if that makes sense. Like the impact or the exit point, they're not stuck there. Now I do get the sense that the living person may be stuck at that point. Okay,
Who are you?
but the spirit isn't. So they're going to rebirth to really embody what they know and understand that was all about in the big picture of all it is, and the review and reflection of the totality of all
Innocent.
their soulness, of their innocence. It wasn't a punishment, nor is it a punishment for you. There's something about it that they understand, and they're okay with it. And they can do this work of healing to integrate into the holistic nature of all things, but they're choosing to be reborn because they want more love to grow. Well, it's like whatever age you might be at, there's enough time to still interact with you for quite a while in the living realm. And that's why they're going to do it. Okay, I'm going to get ready to close out here. If there's any other messages, thank you so much for being here. I don't know if I said like, share, subscribe, all that kind of good stuff, but that's okay. Maybe it just wasn't the time. Well, I guess I just said it now, but okay. Thank you. So Temperance and Three of Swords came through in an odd way. Okay, so this spirit, this soul in spirit, has met with the Temperance angel. Their name might have started with the C or something like that, or something with the C. Nonetheless, they've met with the Temperance angel for their choices, Three of Swords, the questions they may have that they feel are unanswered. No, they're not unanswered. They're not unanswered. Just more opportunity and time with you. Can I go? It's like I can hear a conversation. Well, can I go back? I can be reborn and infuse and embody and integrate this in another earthly existence. And the Temperance angel was like, of course you can. But you can also do this here and, keep watch over them, this, that, or the other. And they have all these perspectives. But I keep seeing this heart And down below is this shared grief golem of sorts. And they're like, you know what? I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go and be reborn. And I want to have more time, different time, with whomever this is that passed. It's almost like if a father passed from a workplace injury, something about a tree possibly, or somebody, like, I don't know if those are all connected, or there's like a group of them here that are stepping forward with the same story-ish. But there's a son or a daughter or a child or somebody still incarnate saying, but if I go now, I'm going to have so much time with them by the time I grow, because I'm not that far behind them in regards to like earthly age. Like maybe you'll be best friends. Maybe you're, oh, it's the child. It's the child this father figure is speaking to. And maybe they're young, like 7, 8, 9.
Open.
And if they're reborn now, like they'll only be like a decade behind, so it'll still be close enough to make a connection with you. What was unseen or not the forefront was the 3 of Cups, the Devil, and the 4 of Cups. I'll bring these up. So 3s are important. Maybe this happened 3 years ago, 3 months ago, possibly even 3 days ago. This dad is coming back down, but I do feel like there's, 3, like 3 dads that are kind of making this same decision. When I follow that rabbit hole, I feel like they are somebody's together.
Lady.
They are coming down. I don't know if those will come through. They're coming back down to be reborn, back down, just being simplistically said, to create change, to unlock the chains instead of rattling chains like a ghost. But as this son or daughter, as this child is still moving through grief of trying to understand what happened to my dad or my father, a piece of that soul is residing in the spirit space or of consciousness, because that's where we are always connected, beyond life, beyond death, beyond time, beyond space. We are always connected. But I'm going to be reborn to come home to you. See? I knew I was going to cry. And the devil in this space is breaking chains. To come down in the earthly world any spilt cups, tilt them up. To help heal your heart. I have a feeling I might be talking to a parent of somebody that maybe has had a spouse pass or a partner, but I feel like the message is for your child or children. And maybe that's why the adult will need to keep an eye out for these clues, for these, birthmarks or personality traits or something like that. So it's almost like as your kids grow and people come into their lives, you'll notice, even to the point where if the child is very young, like 2 or 3, and like may not know their dad, they will become friends with them. Okay. I'm going to release this reading. I feel like I've yammered on. I'm going to add on a rune to close. If you want, I'm so grateful if you have made it through with me. This was a collective reading for 3 dads. And that's why I think like there's different ages where their children are, like between 2 and 3 and 7 and 9, or 9 and 14, 15. Okay, so we have here explore new hope with the deer and the dolphin. Will that come through? And then skunk with the boundary. They're crossing the boundary of the rebirth. The new hope, fluidity of feelings, fluidity of feelings. And this wise, mature male is willing to explore. And if you are the parent or the spouse or the partner of this male, I just think they want you to know, to keep it, not because you're not grieving too.
It's not easy.
But it's not easy. So they know you are also connected to them in that consciousness, but for one reason or another, this message is about the child. And that's the love you share together. Adopted, natural birth, doesn't matter. Your commonality is the child. And maybe that's the golem of grief that you share. It's about the children, about the child. Thank you so much for being here. I'm going to let you go. The spirit message like totally warms my heart, and I feel I won't lie, I feel somewhat of a release knowing that my message has been said or spoken. It's like I can hear, I don't know if they'll find it. I don't know if they'll hear it and heed it. But it's out there. And that's what matters. It's just like the information is out there. And even if the person that this is for doesn't actually sit and watch this reading or sit with me in this session through the totality of it, the information is out. It's like it'll swirl around and it'll be received. That's meaningful. Thank you.